Hello, everyone. We are back.
Hi.
As you may remember, or maybe you've forgotten me, like a mystery or a flash in the pan of your memory. I am Josie Perkins.
I'm Alycia del Sol.
And I'm Martha Stewart. And this is Dateline. I'm Yasmine Hamadi.
And this is Dare We Say. Now, we are all kind of back. Okay, one big, slim elephant in the room is me, because I'm back. And
It's me.
I
Hi.
came back. I was just away doing time. I was in service. I was doing my service.
She was doing philanthropy work in a third world country.
Yes, I was in the military for 7 months in Scotland. So I'm back. However, fun fact, Yasmine is not here. So this is not our reunion epi.
Yeah.
Even though we will be catching up today. Yasmine, to tell us and the show why you chose to go to the United Kingdom just 6 days after I left it.
Okay, so here's the thing. When we do have a reunion, I do want Andy Cohen to lead that. And I do, if our producers can reach out to him from now so we can have that set, that'd be amazing. I left to the UK because I needed an out. I was so tired of the US. I'm sorry, I'm over it. I just wanted out. I feel like I've been stuck for so long and I haven't done anything since the Panda Express, the panoramic happened. So I needed to get out. And was it a smart idea to go 6 days after UK? Not at all. But I'm here and I'm queer.
I'm so happy that you're there. Are you having fun? Like, what's the latest?
Oh my God, you guys, here's the latest. Back to it's Anderson Cooper. It's 360 on CNN. It is getting dark at 3 p.m. and Josie, you and I talked about that today. And it's like, it's camp.
It's awful. It's even worse in Scotland. The sun set at 2. Like 2:30, the sun set.
I'm like getting tired. I'm like having to work still and I'm like yawning. I feel like I'm living in a spaceship because everything is so dark all the time that I'm kind of just going through the motions and everything's artificial light. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does. What about your romantic endeavors? I heard from a little birdie in, we could not talk about this if you want, but I heard from a little birdie that there may be a romantic interest of yours in the UK. How has that been? That you've been speaking to for a while, that you may be, dare I say, exclusive with?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. Period.
She said that's it.
No. Yeah, no. Yeah. So we are. This sounds so insane to say, but we're finally getting together after months of speaking over a la cell phone. I'm going to see this person next Tuesday, actually.
What's the day like? Do you have a whole plan? What are you going to do?
No, we have no plans. I think we're going to go to Edinburgh together, though.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I know.
Josie's hometown.
You're going to my literal origin place, my place of origin.
I'm going
birthplace?
to your village origin story.
So just to be clear, I was there for 7 months.
Stop.
And you're going to Edinburgh now?
Please.
Because I had 2 weeks off. I have not had 2 weeks off this whole time I was here.
No,
this was the only
fine.
time I could go. No, it's not fun.
No, let's make it awkward. Let's make it awkward.
Let's make everyone uncomfortable. I'm an awful friend. I didn't go to see you.
You're not an
for
awful
7
friend.
months.
You're actually not.
You took the opportunity when you could go, and I'm happy that you're
I'm actually
experiencing
sorry
Europe.
there. So why Edinburgh if she's from Glasgow? And we don't have to include this, but I'm just wondering.
Because we wanted somewhere fun to go. I wanted to go to somewhere with history.
So are you going to stay in a hotel?
I don't know where we're staying. I think we're staying in an Airbnb, but I'm really excited to go. But can I just say, like, I don't know how to kiss anymore. I'm worried about, like, when I see this person, do I buck my teeth in their
No,
fucking
stop.
face?
Let's talk about it. Have you been practicing, like, on your pillow, back of the hand? Like, are you actually scared about that? Because
Yes, like,
scary. It's kind of scary if it's been a while.
It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if you guys went through this when you were a child, but I did, like, back in the day where, like, you would, like, hump a pillow to, like, see, like, what does it feel like?
I've never humped a pillow a day in my fucking life.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Or, like,
No, I've done-
But I know
like-
people practice stuff.
Listen,
so
I've,
that they're
I've
ready.
done a lot of weird shit, but I've never humped a pillow.
Or, like, figuring out how to kiss on, like, the back of my hand and seeing
Yeah.
how it feels. Like, I've did that the other night. Just was like, how do I kiss?
It's instinctual, Yas. Like, you know, you have like a lot of feelings for that person. Like, it'll happen the way it's supposed to.
I wonder if they'll ask me to be their girlfriend.
You think so?
Aren't you guys kind of that already?
Yeah, but like, unless I'm being asked that.
You right.
It's not official yet.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have so much fun. Also, I want to send you Rex. Please text me while you're there. Like, at least let me like send you to a few places, like restaurants, cafes.
No, I want to do that so badly. Okay, so now that I'm here, we switch places. I feel like we're like Freaky Friday. Like, I was Jamie Lee Curtis and you are Lindsay Lohan, and now we've switched lives. So you're back in the US. How does it feel?
It feels good. I think it was overwhelming at first because I came back and literally was my own secretary. I scheduled a lunch and a dinner with a different person every single day for like 10 days straight.
Honey's social itinerary was crazy.
To the point where like my social battery, I didn't even know I had a social battery. Like I think before I moved to Scotland, I didn't know what a social battery was. Like I was just on all the time from literally 6 a.m. till midnight. I was just like 100%. And then I somehow learned self-care in the past 7 months. And so I think it's just reteaching myself that I can implement like the relaxing things, the time that I can take for myself, the like, you know, hour to myself in the morning, and the self-care practices that I had forgotten in the past, but I had learned, bringing them back to my life in Los Angeles. But it's been so nice to see everyone, especially when I saw you when I landed. Yasmine did come to my house
with flowers in hand, like a gentleman.
My flowers just after my plane touched the ground. Alycia had the vid.
I did.
Oh my God, yeah, you didn't mention that. You had COVID. She literally had COVID.
I did have COVID.
I went to her apartment though, but I stayed very far away, and I talked to her from her balcony.
Yeah, and we talked for 2.5 hours.
Literally just like in the cold because I wanted to be like near her and update her and have her update me. Anyway, yeah, so it's been great. Alycia and I had the most fun New Year's Eve though.
Yes.
We did what is our dream, which was rented a house in the middle of nowhere and slept for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
It was
if anything,
like, pretty crazy.
I didn't get enough sleep. And I love that we spent our New Year's in a pretty, like, quote unquote, unorthodox way. Like, I feel like New Year's people associate with, like, turning up, like, popping bottles. That could have not been further from what we did.
Our friend Jason was horrified because every 3 hours,
he really was.
We like rung a bell and we were like, okay, guys, reflection activity. And we did like one reflection that was like literally 24 questions and took 3 hours to complete.
Yeah.
It was like you had to write an essay response.
Literally, the biggest activities that we had while we were in the middle of nowhere during this rainstorm at that, it was like thundering and stuff outside, but it was beautiful because we were like on this like green hill with nothing else around. We journaled and we ate. Like we journaled.
And we didn't drink at all. By the way, I'm 21, so I can do that now. Yeah, we did not consume alcohol, despite me bringing several bottles of tequila. And like I literally brought a liquor store there.
You really did.
But
you popped the bottle, but it was for the effect.
I popped the bottle and then proceeded to spray everyone with it.
So we were all like chill, like literally grabbing on for our lives to try to stay up till 12. Like we almost knocked out.
No, I fell asleep. I fell asleep at 9 p.m. with our best friend Allie.
Half of our group.
I was woken up 5 minutes before
fell
the ball
asleep.
dropped.
Let me just paint a picture for you guys. We were not hyped, but then someone was like, I think Michaela like brought out her phone and was like, okay, we literally have
she held up
her phone.
She
held
with the
it
countdown
to her forehead because there wasn't a TV in this living room.
And we were blasting music.
Yeah, we were playing music and stuff, and she was like, okay, we have to go into the new year, like excited. And it was like 30 seconds to count down, and then that's when people started dancing, going crazy. Josie pulls out the champagne bottle. Not only does she just open it, she then starts spraying it like we are in the NBA Finals locker room, but we are inside this like cabin of a house, like, and it starts to get everywhere. Like it's on my phone, it's on people's bodies.
Oh my God, no one talked about that. I'm so sorry.
And then she puts it on the ground, and it's still like just foaming and just gets everywhere. So we're just looking at it.
I gave it to Allie to drink.
Everybody loved the energy. We were super grateful. We were just like, remember that happened? We kind of just had this moment. And then he was like, yeah, it did spray everyone. And I was like, yeah, I've never seen that done inside of a house, but that's a first. And then we just kept singing our Bad Bunny.
But I feel like that is kind of like popping bottles at a club New Year's beat. Like I do kind of feel like it's on that line. Kind of.
It was giving bodies.
It is giving bodies, yoddies.
Because there was also a record storm in the San Luis Obispo Mountains during this time. Like,
and that's on climate change.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I pride myself, may I say, on not having FOMO. I'm like, we're all on our own journey.
Yeah.
We're all on our own roads. Not I. This New Year's, I did have
Really?
fucking FOMO.
No, we were so boring.
We were so boring. You were so lit.
I was looking at videos. Like, there was one video of Alycia on the table with sweatpants on and her hair up, and she's grinding, and she's just like dancing on her own, like
that was
booty
insane,
out, like
that video.
And I was like, I would sell my firstborn. I would sell my firstborn for Alycia to be grinding on me like that on New Year's Eve. And nevertheless, I'm not there. And then Josie's there, and I saw like everyone's B-reels were like, they were like all together, and I was like, but I'm the only one not there. And it was just, I just feel like that would have been a very wholesome New Year's, but obviously I'm very grateful how I spent mine.
Yeah.
We missed you, but we can't wait to have you back.
We did.
You know, we missed a few other people too. Like, you weren't the only one who couldn't
You
make
were-
it. Honestly, some people couldn't even go because it was too unsafe conditions to drive
To
there.
drive up there, yeah.
Like, because of how
Right.
dangerous it was. But we cannot wait to have you back. And we hope you had a nice London time.
Yeah. You were there in spirit, and I'll grind on you anytime, babe.
Okay, well, I'll set up a Zoom meeting for us to grind after this. But New Year's in London was insane. We had McDonald's at 3 a.m. after getting very drunk at the bar. Well, we went to a club that was all 80s music, and there was supposed to be a DJ that did Beyonce's Renaissance. And then I looked over, and it was an old white man with a flat cap on, just going like this the whole night. And I was like, this is actually horrible music. This is actually horrible music. It was good. It was, I spent it in my favorite city in the world. But I think it was, and I think we talked about this last episode, but like, it was like any other day. Like any other night. This wasn't like a monumental 2023. What's your New Year's resolution? What are you manifesting? I genuinely was like, okay, great. All right, it's a Saturday night. Let's go. Next day.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? How did you guys feel? Did you guys feel like this was like, okay, 2023, thank God 2022 is over? What was your mindset going
No,
in?
I felt like we were at a Buddhist retreat. Like, we didn't even like celebrate. I mean, it's just like another year, It's not anything spectacular. It's just another day.
I don't know. Maybe I'm lying to myself, and it's naivete because I want something to believe in. But even though we spent like New Year's in the exact way I would have wanted to, it was very like wholesome and peaceful and intimate. But I don't know. I think I did feel different the next day. I could be lying to myself. It could be the simulation. But I did feel different the next day because I was like, 2022 blessed me in so many ways. But it was pretty tumultuous for me.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be transparent. It was really confusing. I felt lost in a lot of ways. And I think I was stepping into this new year, and I currently am. Not in like a resolution way. I think that those can be fickle. But in an intentionality way, like, I really want to take this year like by the horns in new ways that scare me, in new ways that make me feel uncomfortable. And really letting go of like a lot in a way that I'm not accustomed to at the new year.
Yeah.
So it did feel different for me, but I get it. It's like time is arbitrary and it's not real, and you should want to be intentional and pursue your goals all the time. But I do feel like 2023 is a bit different
I
for
love
me.
that. I'm proud of you. And it is. And I think everyone should see it how, it works for them or how it serves them. I was funny because our friend Ollie came for me because he was like, because I was like, it's a new year, these are my goals. And he's like, I thought you didn't believe in the new year. But I was like,
oh,
he
did.
What?
He listens to the pod.
I was like, you know what? Like, I do, but I don't. And I agree. I definitely think it is the end of a chapter in so many ways. But it's also, I guess I just mean as far as the monumental part of it, like this has to be the best end of the year, that part doesn't exist. But like, obviously, like a new calendar year does exist. And I agree. I think this is just like new beginnings. Like 2022 was amazing, I think, for all of us in a lot of ways. But it also, like, I felt like I had sex with like a semi-truck. And like
I couldn't have said it better myself. I literally couldn't have said it better myself.
And right, and just like up and down, like bled everywhere, and like had to be like sutured back together in a hospital. That's how I would describe Scotland, because honestly, as fun as it was, like, it was really lonely at times. And it was like, it was such, I felt like I was on an episode of Survivor, because I couldn't let myself either get like too excited or too sad when like I would have a bad day or a good day, if that makes any sense, because I needed to like stay in survival mode and balance. And I do not think that I exhaled very rarely when I was there until when I came back home, because it was the first time in my life I was forced to deal with everything by myself.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hadn't been away from home for longer than 2 weeks. And some days were obviously just like really difficult. And I think that I never relied on myself, and I don't think I ever really believed in myself until the world took everything away from me that brought me comfort.
Yeah.
Which was you guys. And it made me realize, like, obviously how much I miss you guys, but how lucky I am. And I was telling Alycia this on the phone yesterday. Like, I'm so confused and shocked, like, the amount of people that, like, we have in our life. And coming back here, it's like, wow, people love us. And then like, people actually, like, love me and want to see me. And I feel the same about them, obviously. But I feel like when you're away for so long, obviously 7 months isn't that long. But, like, when you're a wee little lad babe. Like me, it's like, that's not a long time. But I was like, are people gonna, like, remember me? But obviously I was
how can we forget? I think both of you guys have brought up, like, two very important things. And I think not only is it important to bring into the new year, but I think it's important to just bring into, like, every day of, I think the number one thing in 2022 that I learned with this is two things can exist at the same time. Of, like, for example, you, Josie, going to Scotland, having your independence. This is your time to thrive and shine. But also, you can be anxious every single fucking day. You can have those moments where you feel like you're not there, where you're in survival mode constantly. Alycia, you could feel like this was a huge tumultuous life or a year for you where so much was thrown at you, whether you were ready for it or not, but also so many good things happened at the same time, or lessons were learned.
Yeah, ridiculously blessed.
Yeah, but I think both can exist. And I think it's important to acknowledge that when going forward. And, like, I just have to say, from, like, as your best friend, both of you guys, but, like, I haven't had the chance to really say this to you, but, like, I'm so deeply proud of you both in both ways. Like, Alycia, you really put yourself first this year in different ways. You really did.
You did.
And you put your needs before everyone else's, which is what you're supposed to do.
You definitely tried to, but you failed.
Well, but you know what? A for effort, honey. A for effort. But no, but you did.
No, but you did more.
And Josie, you went away for 7 months and you filmed a whole series, and you did that alone. You didn't have people there holding your hand every step of the way. You had to hold your own hand. And, like, obviously I'm just your best friend saying that, but, like, you should really be proud of yourselves for that, because that is fucking huge. And I'm saying this, for the podcast. That's great. The listeners are listening, but, like, saying this as your best friend.
I love you. Thank you for saying that.
I love you.
And we're proud of you equally.
We're so proud of you. I also think, like, you went through a lot this year, but I think I've told you this in private, but I think it's important that we remind each other to consistently pour into one another. And I just want to remind you, like, we couldn't have done certain things that we did this year without you at all.
And your support.
And I need you to know that. And I've said it behind closed doors, but I want to, like, give you your flowers in a more public space. Like, you busted your ass this year, and we see that. And I think all of us grew in really interesting new ways. And the fact that we can come together and still have the love and have the transparent conversations and be new people in certain ways, but still have this foundation, I think, is really special. But you kicked ass this year and in a lot of ways, and you pushed yourself, and none of that went unseen.
You definitely did.
I love you. And, like, 2023, a year for being with people who, like, make you feel like you can play and young. And you two are those people. That's the thing. 2023, no more complacency. And that's with everything in life. No more complacency.
I love you. Also, can I just clarify, when I say that you failed, I didn't mean that you failed at life. I meant that you definitely did.
You failed the whole fucking year, you dumb bitch. I agree. I meant that you failed at putting myself first in certain ways. I know what you meant. I know you definitely did still put your family first, and, like, you prioritize, like, your parents and your cousins and everyone. Yeah. But, like, I mean, like, you did. I know. Prioritize you, but I didn't want people listening to be like, damn, she just failed. No, honestly, I would have thought that was really fucking funny if you're like, this year you failed. No, you didn't. But no, I knew what you meant.
You didn't. I think I told you this, like, you have genuinely, like, opened up in so many ways this past year, and pushed yourself and allowed yourself to indulge. And I feel like the word indulge has never been in your vocabulary. Yeah, I think you've never known it. You've never known it. And I feel like you've now discovered it, and you found it, and you've leaned into it. You've lent into it. And I commend you for that, because when I met you, I think that was something that you feared and that you stayed away from. and that you selflessly did not want to experience. And yes, we love you, Yasmine. You literally are the backbone of a major part of our life. And you are like our mother hen when it comes to our podcast. So everyone has Yasmine to thank for all the hard work she does for us.
No, well, I did, you know, I couldn't, you guys are my right hand and my left hand, and I couldn't do anything without both of you guys. Also, this has nothing to do with the fucking cute conversation we're having, but can I tell you what happened at the bar the other night?
Please.
I was at a friend's birthday, and this couple came up to me, and they're like a friend with her, and the girl was beautiful, and she was like, "Hi, I'm X, Y, and Z. I'm holding your hand right now. I really want to hold your hand." But I was like, "Nice to meet you," and then her boyfriend came up to me, and I said, "Oh, hi, I'm Yasmine." And he goes, "Oh, hi, I'm her boyfriend." And I go, "I'm not."
Nobody was.
I'm not hitting. I said, "In what world was hi, I'm Yasmine?" Said, "I want to suck your dick." It didn't.
Right.
It actually didn't. And quite frankly, you look like the tip of an uncut penis, uncut gems penis. Sorry, he has that like chav haircut where it's like, you know what I'm saying? And so then we were talking about podcasts because Millie, our friend Millie, was like, she's such a big fan of this pod and was like hyping me up, and I was like, stop it. But then he was like, to be honest, it just doesn't sound like it's for me. And I go, oh, that's fine. I actually think it could do you really good. And he's a white cis het male. Let's just get that out there from now. And then he says, I was like, who do you listen to? He's like, oh, you're gonna hate me for saying this. And I said, oh, Joe Rogan. And he goes, no. I was like, oh, that's fine. He's like, I actually really kind of like some of the stuff Andrew Tate does say.
Cut the cameras.
I literally was like, there's no fucking way you actually said that out loud.
And he's like, no, rile you up, or did he mean it?
No, he literally was like, no, and I was like keeping my calm, and everyone, even his girlfriend was like, the fuck's coming out of your mouth, babes? Like, what?
She was like, I'm about to end him.
Serious question. How do you have a partner that says something like that? Like, how do you...
Elpie broke up with him at midnight.
And then he was like, and also he was sober at this, right? And he said, no, like, listen, he's a bit of a cunt, right? But he actually said some pretty good things. Like,
I'm literally picturing Harry, like, not Harry Jossie, but the guy who looks like Harry Jossie on the White Lotus saying this.
Oh, yes.
No, listen, like, you know, he's a bit of a cunt, but he's still kind of a cool person, you know? He's like
the one that fucks his uncle.
Yes,
some smart things going on for him. He's not
exactly. He's talking like this, bad, but do something like that.
Like, you know, it's like really like boss, you know, boss.
You know, it's really like this,
boss,
babes.
Get over here.
Yeah, fuck you know. And so he literally was like, no, but like, obviously, like, I'm for a woman's body. She can do what she wants, but like, he's actually really smart in a business sense. And like, I think some of the things he says, like, kind of has a point. And I said,
was this before or after the arrest?
His arrest.
After,
this is after.
Guys.
Damn.
This was last night. And I literally said, you mean the human trafficking, or this thing where he said that a woman is a property, or you think what he said about how a man should be having sex like physical workouts, but women should only be loyal to one partner, but men can have as many as they want? Or is it the fact that he actually moved to Romania on purpose to get away with crime? Which part? And he was like, no. He's like, see, I don't want to get into it. But, and I was like, you're trying to rile me up. And Eva was like, yeah, it's not worth it. Not worth your breath. Don't let him rile you up.
We love Eva for that. So did you hook up with him after?
In front of his girl? No. I said to I pulled her aside after. And I said,
why? You don't know this girl?
No, I met this girl last night and she's gorgeous. And I said to her, if you need a place to stay tonight, blink twice.
What?
And I meant it.
So I'm
going to be honest. It sounds like you were trying to sex traffic her.
No, you were trying to Andrew Tate her.
She needs a safe house.
No,
if she needs a safe house for being a halfway house, my home.
No, that's really
my
sweet.
Home that doesn't exist.
But I'm just saying, like, you just put yourself in her shoes. Like, a girl you just met, like, less than 2 hours ago is like, if you want to stay at mine.
Guys, this was the first 5 minutes. Anyways, that's what happened last night. And I just knew. And someone said, you know, if who listens to the podcast, they were like, if Alycia was here, I just feel like she would go off right now.
I felt on the outs because everybody's watching White Lotus and I was so behind, and I genuinely felt like people were coming for my character. I started it and now I get it. I
started it?
You get it?
No, I started and finished it. I finished it in a week.
Okay.
No,
Good.
I finished it.
Season 1 or 2?
No,
2.
Okay.
I finished it in a week.
I literally went over to your house like a month ago when we filmed that episode, Josie, where we were talking about like the characters and all of that for White Lotus, and I was like, Alycia, you need to turn it on. I physically turned on her TV to start watching it, and she's like, no, I'll get to it.
Yeah. But then I was busy, so I didn't, so I was late. Pero I'm really proud that I could watch the like season finale with everybody else, like in real time, because I like binged it so hard, like the week before. I also randomly, which is like so late, like Ollie was like, why did you just watch that? Like, that show came out a while ago. But Ted Lasso, have you guys seen Ted Lasso?
Shut the fuck up, Alycia.
I know, I be so late with shit. But can I hear your thoughts about...
Isn't it so...
It's one of the cutest shows I've ever seen in my
I
life.
feel very religiously strong about the fact that Ted Lasso was made for white dads and white dads only. Like, that show is like...
I couldn't disagree.
It's a good show, but it's just...
I understand.
It's a Caucasian, like, dad show to be like, this is such a good show. Like, I just feel like every dad in America is like, have you seen Ted Lasso? Like, yes, it's a great show, and all the actors in that are incredible.
Yeah.
And
I'm obsessed with the Nigerian soccer player.
Isn't he so
One of the
iconic?
cutest characters I've ever seen in a show in my life.
Also, I really love that one of the soccer players, like one of the lead soccer players, he's a writer on it.
Yes.
And also Hannah Waddingham is incredible, and I
Phenomenal.
love her, even though I was nominated in the same category against her and lost. But I do love
That's such
her,
a flex that you can say
and
that.
she's amazing, and I look up to her. She's from the theater, Yas.
No, you don't think I've watched her in so many of the shows that she's
No,
on,
she's
like,
actually iconic, and I love watching her interviews.
I'll tell you, I watched Taken last night.
Taken one.
Taken the movie?
I've watched it 3 times, but can I just say, I have a controversial thought. She's a fucking idiot. She's a fucking idiot for getting taken like that.
Not you victim blaming.
Is this like Chloe Moretz?
I'm not victim blaming, but I will be victim blaming this bitch because I'm like, you are getting taken. You are not telling anyone where you're going, and you're like taking selfies in front of everyone, having your arm stuck out at a random place, having everyone just coming to swoop you. What? And also, of course, the villains are Arab terrorists.
Don't like
who
that.
are like human trafficking
Taken,
people.
I love kidnap movies. I love the movie. What is
checks
it
out.
called? The Call with Halle Berry.
Of course.
That film is so good. Like, I love when she gets thrown in the trunk.
Have y'all seen on Black Twitter that be like, yo, like, Halle Berry pays her rent with these kids being stolen? Because she's done like a bunch of movies, like kind of like with the same premise. But we're obsessed with her. She's an
I
icon.
think she's incredible in it, and it's really moving. A show that I watched that literally is akin, or one that is, I would say, is like an autumn scarf and a like iced mocha personified into a series, is the television program Tell Me Lies, which is the most chuggy show, early 2000s. It's like kind of really good. Here's the problem that I have with it though, and I think you guys should watch it because it does give like heightened premium CW vibes, like early 2000s. Like it's written okay, and like the characters are somewhat good. Everyone looks genuinely like 48 years old, and they're all supposed to be playing college students. It's a girl who is in 9 Perfect Strangers. They look like they should be on the cover of AARP, and I'm like, why are you a freshman in college? Also, they're just so beautiful. And do you ever feel like when you're watching people on camera and they know they're on camera, and the lead girl in that, I think she's really talented, but I'm like, she's almost too pretty to be like,
I hate people who are too.
do you know what I
fucking
mean?
pretty.
It's like I almost don't believe it. It's like, do I believe it?
And
I
also,
don't
when
believe
you
it.
know you're pretty, I'm all for being confident. I'm confident. I need you to be a little insecure sometimes.
Yeah, it's like
I need you to be a little
you just like
insecure.
hate yourself a little bit.
Stop.
But no, I think she's really talented. But she's just super beautiful, which is not a problem. But I think the show is good. It definitely is chug, and I definitely think the love interest in that is not attractive. Why am I shutting on the show for no reason?
I don't know. But I'm glad to hear your thoughts. I actually love hearing people's recs.
No, but I think you should watch it. Also, the movie that I watched, Decision to Leave, is so incredible. It is a Hitchcockian, I believe, done by a Korean filmmaker's take on the sort of cat and mouse love chase of like the pursuiter and like the detective.
Yeah.
And it is such a great film. It is so well written. I think it's one of the best films I've seen this entire year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think it's super good. It's like super sexy, and the editing is so well, and it's like so perfectly done that like you're confused for like a straight 90 seconds. You're so confused, and then immediately like you get told or it's shown and you're understood. So it takes you on a little bit of an escape room ride.
We haven't talked about the elephant in the room.
What?
SZA's album.
Oh my gosh. I was actually just having that conversation this year. Like, or not this year, but as the year was ending, I was like at a dinner with a bunch of friends, and literally for 2 hours we talked about our favorite films and favorite albums that came out this year. Yo, people dropped some fire ass music like SZA.
Listen, my thing is Control walked so SOS can run. Let's just put that out there
Really?
right now. I thought Control was better, but I thought they were both equally amazing. I thought her leaning into her pop camp rock little alt girl moment of Fuck to Forget was iconic.
It was such an eclectic album for her. Like,
It was
as
amazing.
an R&B girly,
Yeah, I thought
like
it was really diverse.
I loved the risk that she took. I love how she's true to herself. I love how she addressed certain things that were like controversial publicly, like in the album, and was like, listen, I'm gonna do what I want. Like, this is my body, this is my voice. And I also think like she has a really triumphant story in regards to like releasing the album. I don't know if you guys saw those videos from her backstage with SNL. And essentially they were trying to tell her that she couldn't drop the album this year, that her numbers were going to be bad, that it's the holidays. And then for her to be like this Black woman that's dealt with so much controversy in regards to like, oh, when are you releasing music or whatever it may be, right? Her body and like agency over her own life, for it to come out and like break records the way she did, I thought was really, really special. Oh my gosh, Kendrick dropped music this year. I'm sorry.
I agree.
I'm just thinking about
I think SZA's album was amazing, and I loved how she was just such a a genre bender.
Yeah.
And I'm a gender bender.
You've been sitting on that.
No, I actually wasn't. That was actually an accident. She was such a genre bender. It genuinely was, like myself.
I know, but it was just
Also like me.
It was just a side.
But gender. Okay, I had a seizure.
There it is.
I had like a seizure. Transgender. No, I am.
Happy Pride, guys.
Basically, all that I have to say is that she genre bended. I love that she went from country to R&B to alt rock. She did the whole thing.
She did.
And everything but the kitchen sink. And she gave also Fletcher.
Are you in love like we were?
Did we not say Beyonce? Like Beyonce, Alex Isley, a lot of like up and coming like R&B people.
So many new things came out, but honestly,
Also,
what?
sorry, did y'all both see Mo?
Mo? Yes, we did watch
Mo,
Mo.
yes, that is one of the best shows.
One of the best shows of the entire year.
And it was a great show. You guys, I've been gone for such a long time, and I'm very, very happy to be back, but I would be remiss if not to mention that I'm being culture shocked at every which way, every left and right turn, because I feel like there's so many, and also I knew I was going to come back and be that study abroad girlie that Yasmine was when she came back from London sophomore year and was like, when I was back abroad and when I was doing this and that and whatever, it's like, I knew I was going to be as annoying as that. And honestly, here I am doing exactly what I said I wouldn't do, which was talk about all the culture shocks that I'm experiencing now. Number one, ice. Tell me why there's just no ice in the UK. It's as if
Seriously?
it's as if they like don't understand science. Like, put that shit in a fucking freezer and call it a day. Like, I remember my cast, we had to protest to have ice on our set, and it took months. It literally took legislation. We started a grassroots org to get to the floor, the fighting lines. And I mean, call me Klobuchar because, bitch, I was Klobuching. And
I'm done with you.
I finally
I'm
got the
done.
ice. Another thing is the freedom to shit does not exist in America. And what I mean by that is one time I was in the car with my driver, shout out Stuart, and we had just seen the cows in like the fields or whatever. He had shown us around. You were there.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
You were
I was
visiting
there.
me. And I literally was like, Stuart,
Oh
I'm
my
so sorry. I was like,
gosh.
Stuart, I'm literally about to explode. Like, you need to pull over. He pulled over and it was like this nice ass steakhouse. I walked in there and I let them know, like, I'm going to explode. Before I could even finish describing what was going to come out of me, they were like, just use the restroom, of course.
It was a close one.
I didn't even need to explain it to them. They just were like, yeah, use the restroom. Like, you don't even need to give them an explanation. If I go into a Starbucks here and I'm like, I have to literally give birth and like shit blood, they're like, sorry,
no
babe,
code.
buy a venti latte first. And it's like,
Please.
it's honestly cruel, especially with the girls who have stomach issues. Also, another thing is that I remember when my brother Omar came and visited me in Scotland, which, by the way, why the fuck did he visit me the day
Right
before I
before
left?
you left.
And also, if any of my cast is listening to this right now, none of them knew that he came because I just didn't tell them. Because I just felt that was like so much stuff to explain. Like on the last day that I was like, I'll just see him and then whatever.
But Omar's trifling.
I didn't
It comes
tell
at
us.
a very
Do you
end.
love that I didn't tell a single person?
I didn't know that. That's
I
so
didn't tell a
funny.
single person. Anyway.
Also, he didn't tell anyone that he was going
Yeah,
either.
I didn't know he was going.
He like actually, he was there, and then I saw in his story, he's like, I'm actually in Scotland right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Josie, and he's like, who else would I be staying?
He is literally ill. But anyway, I remember when he came and he saw me pouring him a glass of water, he was like, you're drinking out the sink.
Oh.
The sink water there is literally God's, like, urine. It is amazing. It tastes delicious and it's so hydration. And,
It's so hydration.
And I literally love it. Like, you can literally drink water out of any tap there. Like, as dirty as the tap looks, like, you know that water is going to come out like the best fucking mountain spring. Like, oh my God, this is Mountain Spring. I'm literally drinking Mountain Spring right now. But it literally tastes like Mountain Spring water. It does, and it's amazing. I had lunch with Christian Wiseman. No, I had coffee with my friend Christian Wiseman, also known as Christian Powell. Shout out.
We love him.
And we were having coffee at this one cafe, and we were like, oh my God, are you hungry? And I was like, yeah, I'm hungry. Are you hungry? He was like, yeah, like, let's go to this restaurant. And the restaurant was genuinely a block away. And we both got up, got in our respective cars, drove 10, 15 max feet, and then just parked. Like, what the fuck is wrong with us? My literal phone gave me an alert yesterday. It was like, are you okay? It was like a concern alert. Basically saying that my walking has gone down
Rapidly declined.
by 200% in the past 2 weeks. Like, I have become immobile. Like, I'm literally immobile now. So I loved that it forced me to walk. It forced me to...
Yeah. I need people to know in Europe, she, like, would walk for an hour. Like, an hour there, an hour back. You were walking so much.
I was walking, like, at least 10 miles a day.
And then my awful ass.
I mean, not 10 miles a day. That's a fucking lie. I just lied to you. At least 10,000 steps a day. The biggest shock to me, the police literally there are like, they're like yogi workers. They're literally like employees of like a silver like rug company. They're all so zen, like Xanaxed out. I'm so confused by it. I saw this girl literally punch another girl on the street. True story. And I watched the whole thing run down. I saw the police come. The way the police were like calmly talking to her, this girl's like kicking and like shoving this police officer and like kicking him with the back of her heel. Literally, he showed us marks on his body of like her heel kicking him. And I was literally like, shoot her in the face! Get her! And they were like, no, we don't do that here. We don't have guns here. And I was shocked, honey. I was shocked. Like the way that they don't even have tasers. They don't have batons. And mind you, it is how it should be. We have an epidemic in this country of police brutality against our Black and brown members, citizens.
I'm so grateful to be a part of this club with you called America. I just wish we got more access to the pool.
And the police here need to be stripped, and they need to be demilitarized, and they need to be de-weaponized 1,000,000%.
Josie, you're sounding like you're literally running for fucking Congress right now. This is her campaign.
But if it's a white Scottish girl who is yelling racist things at a bodyguard, a bitch should get hit, okay? A bitch should get hit.
Listen, should get hit.
Yay. Listen, here's the thing.
Well, that was awful.
This is very maybe like traditional of me. Get out a fucking leather belt. Hacha! Do what you must to that bitch.
I always watch the belt.
Do you guys have a name for it? For us, this is correa.
Do we have a name for it? We probably do. We're just really
I think
whitewashed.
the name is just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I think the name is just shut the fuck up and behave.
But we literally, also my mom would put dish soap in my mouth. Yasmine, we love you. And I just genuinely cannot wait to see you come back. Honestly, I might just fly to London to have dinner with you. When are you going to come back?
I'm back in 2.5 weeks.
Damn.
I know. So I'll be back.
We'll see you soon. Keep us updated. Keep making mistakes and keep having fun.
I will. I love you both so much. Want to do a group FaceTime this week?
Yes, I love that.
Well, that is our show.
That's our show, guys.
I've been shocked. I've been shivered. I've been flocked. I've been frivered. But I'm home. I'm here. America, take me home, my country road. Yasmine, we miss you. We love you. We can't wait to see you. We pray for you. Alycia, we're back, baby. Dare I say? Goodbye.